collective of society always, I think we get too sensitive. We get too sensitive and we think too deep. We think deeper than what something is. He said death to masculinity. Absolutely, that came out of his mouth, but we don't take time to hear the examples because he gave us examples. He said what he meant.
What up, what's happening, what's cracking, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the No Clearance Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler, here with two amazing people. I got the queen of the pie herself in the building, KC. KC, hey, make sure you listen to her podcast, Dare to Talk, as well as her. You go check out her YouTube channel, man. She got stuff really popping on that joint.
Come on, show love.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button for her YouTube channel. You feel me? And we got producer of the pod himself. We got Jay in the building.
What's up?
Hey, we have made it to 500 subscribers on the YouTube. 500 hard-earned subscribers. We appreciate everybody who has hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't, please support the podcast by hitting that subscribe button. Hit the like button on this video. You know what I'm saying? We can't do this without y'all. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's get to it, man. Fuck it. Let's go. KC, Jay, we got some nerd news. We got some nerd news coming from the producer himself. Jay, what's going on?
What's up? So this week, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the same thing last week. We're gonna talk about Invincible. We're gonna talk about Daredevil. So first off, we're gonna talk about Invincible. Season 3 just ended. The finale just came out, and let me tell you, boy, was that a finale. What a way to end the show. Pure nonstop action the whole time. It was fire. It was literally everything I was waiting for since I started reading the comic book 5 years ago. It was like cherry on top. The season in the total, though, it was better than the second, but it still wasn't as good as the first. I think that it started off real strong, got a little slow in the middle, and then towards the end, the last 2 episodes was like, that's where they put all the money into the show for sure. Like the animation was a little bit better. They stepped it up in the last 2 episodes. It was a big deal that they actually did that because they had to make sure they did the last 2 episodes right. So it's Invincible season 3 is over now, and I'm hoping I don't have to wait too long for season 4. This season, I'm gonna give it like an 8 out of 10. And I recommend y'all could check it out. I don't know if y'all like the show. It's animated and all, So.
I ain't got no problem with animation.
Cartoons ain't everybody's cup of tea, so you know what I'm saying. But that's true. Season 3 was good. Season 3 was really good. I think they really listened to the audience after season's end about like what they need to fix.
Okay.
Yeah, so because after the first season was like 3 years, and there was like, we know we're gonna make sure the next season comes out faster after we do season 2. Season 2, they took like a mid-season break, and people hated it. There was like, when they dropped the trailer for season 3, like, okay, we know we ain't gonna do no breaks this time, and we're gonna make sure the seasons come out every year. So, and they just listen. It's nice to see a show that listens to the audience. So, good show.
Yeah, many of them don't.
Have they run out of stories from the comics, or is there plenty more to go?
Man, they ain't even halfway through.
Oh, okay. So they should be able to produce. They should be able to produce the content.
This could be at least four more seasons, at least.
Yeah, I'm saying in like an expedient amount of time.
Yeah,
if the story's pretty much already written.
Well, they change things too. They change things, and it takes a long time to animate stuff.
Fair.
That's
so like, unless they're working on the animation nonstop,
like right now, yeah.
Yeah, like so, like it makes sense. It's a big thing happening in the animation world in general. Like anime, even they're like anime. Them in Japan, they don't got the same label as we got. So them animators in Japan, man, they be going through.
You know what? I
20
actually
hours
heard
nonstop, no breaks. It's bad.
In Japan, if you're late to work, you will like get docked in your pay. Like you won't get paid for the day.
Yeah, some of them
even the whole day.
Even though you like still showed up, you're just late. They'll dock your whole check for the day.
Dang.
Well,
so you don't get
it's they're very strict about like
damn.
working.
I know my job used to My job used to dock your pay by the minute, so like you like 15
No,
minutes
they
late, you
said
get
this
15
whole
minutes
day
worth of pay,
you
but
was unpaid. Yeah.
that's insane. But yeah,
Mm.
no, so it's good to see that Invincible is up on the up and up. I'm one of my favorite comics of all time. I've I've been a fan for a while, so it's really good.
I know that you're big in the animation realm. Where are you putting Invincible? As a general, because there's a lot of animated shows. So I don't want you
Yeah.
being, you don't have to do a precise order, but are you putting this in the top, in the middle of like favorite
Of all
animations?
time,
The ones that
Tyler, I feel
yeah,
like all time is hard though.
or just my personal favorite.
your personal. I'm
I
talking
say
about your personal.
personal favorite.
Animation wise, it ain't top 10, but anime is a different
Damn.
level.
Oh,
But
okay,
like American
let's.
animation, I give it it's up there, like 5. It's my
Okay.
favorite. It's my favorite show. Personally, it's in my top 3. But like if I'm gonna be objective, I say it's like top 5. I've seen a
Okay,
lot of better American animated like cartoons and stuff, so maybe top 10. It's not the best animated, to be honest. Like
Mm.
I will admit, people complain about it every season. So like
have you? I still don't know what folk looking for in these animations. What is somebody? What's a good animation supposed to look like?
you could tell, Tyler. You'd be able to tell. You'd be able
So
to tell.
you when you say good animation, you're talking about like the quality of it,
Like the
like
quality, like so. All right, so for instance, like sometimes when this stuff are animated, you could tell when they're using just like stills and not
gotcha.
Okay,
moving them, and you could
yeah.
Mhm.
tell like when they just got like a
It's like
still
you're
image
flipping
there.
through a book.
Yeah, like you could
Gotcha,
sometimes
gotcha,
you can
gotcha.
tell. So like and sometimes you could tell like if you see something that's like really really good, greatly animated, you could tell the difference between something that's not as good. Everyone got like a certain level. Like top tier
Mm,
shit is like a lot of anime right now. The animation is just insane.
yeah.
Like some of the shit they're doing is just like I don't know how they draw that or animate that in a computer. Like what the it's insane. So like
Mm.
you you gotta see like I can't really explain like
What's one that you can say like that's good animation?
Demon Slayer right now. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, those two right now are just the top of the top.
Okay, I
Like
can
If we
visualize
talking
that.
American, what is what do we? What's the top
oh nothing
American?
close.
It's saying it sounded
Nothing
like
close.
America in a lot of
Nah,
ways is behind.
well, it's just a
Yeah.
different style of how they animate stuff. But I haven't seen anything that's like even close to anime that's like American.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I'm not. I don't want you
Like
comparing. I don't want you. I'm talking about it when we look in the scope of
It's
American
explicit.
you don't
animation.
watch a lot of
No, that's right.
American animated stuff for the animation. You watch it more for the story.
Like the storyline. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense. No,
like
that makes sense.
If that's the
that's
case,
because a lot of it's animated similarly. So it's like, oh, this is better. You can't
Yeah.
really like,
if
like
that's the
unless you're like
case,
really looking.
have you checked out Spider-Man?
Like I said,
I felt
I
like
do
he
not
did
like
this.
the
He
animation
was trying to
style.
get you there, you know?
You
I
see,
just I'm gonna tell you for the third week
you
in a
see
row. I
how
don't really think
you
I'm not
see
a fan
how
of
I've
the
been trying
animation
to.
style, so I'm not gonna watch it.
We get
When I
you
say
know.
that, like American animation, a lot of times put story over like quality is
Mm,
because shows like Spider Man. Its story's probably heard pretty good, but I'm not a fan of it. Like top
yeah.
tier right now, if American is X-Men 97.
Okay, so the old
Mm.
school feel. That's
No, that's yeah, it gives that too, but like it's like you could tell that they're doing like new school animation with that stuff.
It's like a
fair.
retro spin on the old school joints.
Not really like that. It's just like how it's animated, like the colors, the brightness, like the how everything moves.
Yeah, they
That's what
did
I'm
put
talking.
that.
Not
They
the
put it
aesthetic.
together.
That's
Gotcha.
not
Put
the
it
Okay.
aesthetic.
together.
Yeah, that's not the aesthetic. Like the aesthetics, yeah, with X-Men 97 was like 90s, but that was the point. It was animated well.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
I
So
gotta
like
look
that's
at it
like top
again.
if you think of American. I'm trying to think of others, but again, it's not really like the focus point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's real.
But Invincible's good.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a. I will give it a shot
Yeah, give it a
How
shot.
long
when
is
I
it?
when I can.
They're hour-long episodes,
Oh,
unfortunately,
he's gonna
Tyler.
give that a shot. Okay.
Yeah,
He's
that's
gonna
unfortunate.
give that
I,
a shot, everybody.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
watched the
Gonna give.
I watched the K drama.
Hey, see, I will say I've
give
been
it at
seeing
least one
ads.
episode, just like I
I've been
gave the
seeing
K drama.
ads for this new K-pop, K-drama. Sorry. I've been seeing ads for this new K-drama. I wonder if you're gonna watch it. I can't remember the name of it, but when I see it,
Oh,
I'm
if
gonna
you
send
remember
it
the
to you.
name, it's probably
And
already added to
the
my list.
picture looks fire. I'm not gonna
This
watch
is
it, but I'm gonna
this is my
recommend it to
thing.
you.
I will say similar. I feel like what you're alluding to, as far as like Japanese and their like animation. I feel like they put a lot of thought into like the cinematic experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like
So
the
it's like
K-dramas.
yeah. I think you got a solid storyline, but then the
Yeah.
cinematic experience is good too. I think that's why I'm like over American shows because
Yeah.
the cinematic experience is trash. I don't know what movie I was watching this weekend, but I'm like, yo, this is horrible CGI. Like this is.
Oh, the CGI, like some movies, is really
You
bad.
know, I think it was like a wild robot or something, and
Oh, I
I'm
thought I
watching.
heard that. I heard Wild
I don't,
Robot
I
that
don't
was
know.
nominated for best animation
I
for
don't
the
know,
Oscar.
friend. It was either that or another one, but
She
the
said, "Couldn't be
CGI,
me."
yeah, the
I was gonna say
CGI
Wild
was.
Robot. That movie, from what I seen, looked animated really
Maybe it
nice.
was another movie. I was also like not here on Earth,
Oh,
so
okay. I
that
was
could
gonna
help.
say, I was like, that
But
movie
yeah,
actually looked pretty
there was
good.
one that we were watching that the CGI Jalen literally oh no, it was one with Mark Wahlberg, and I guess it
Oh,
was like he was on a plane or something. It was in the
oh, the
theaters.
bald when he's bald.
Yes, that shit was
Once I seen that
horrible.
commercial, oh, that looks
I
so
was like,
wild.
yo, it was
That movie
very
looked
apparent that they
horrible.
were in a plane and they were green screen. Like,
I
I'm like,
can't
that's
believe you
crazy.
saw that. You saw that for free.
No, we saw it for free. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I would have paid that money for that movie.
We shout out to jailbroken things,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
also
let's talk
wanted to.
about Daredevil,
Here we
man.
go.
Let's talk about Daredevil.
Let's go. So this week, well, we're a week behind. Just for everyone listening, we're a week
Fair,
behind. As we
fair.
record, the new episode comes out. So like, we're gonna be a week high regardless. So episode 3 just dropped. And Tyler, what did you think?
I they get better. These episodes have gotten better and better every single episode. This made me realize why, if you're a superhero in New York City, you stay up high. Stay your ass on them roofs until it's time to whoop
Don't be
some
walking
ass.
through the streets. Don't be walking.
Who just walks through the
Casually.
streets?
Homie was just walking through the streets like like he didn't just beat a case. Like he didn't give it a rest. Give it
You
like a
telling
day or
me?
two.
You telling me you've
Give it
been
a
in
day.
jail? You've been in jail for so long, and
Mm.
your first thought the same night is to put the suit on? You ain't
And
seen your wife
patrol
in a
the
minute.
streets with your Timberlands. It was crazy.
You're lying.
You ain't
Dead
gonna go put
serious.
your wife to sleep. You feel
Right?
me?
You ain't
know
gonna
what I'm
spend
saying?
that time with your woman.
I hate y'all.
Uh,
I really
Casey.
Come
hate y'all.
on.
Casey, you gotta start watching. I don't know if you watched Daredevil back in the day, but you gotta watch.
I
this new
watched
season.
the first one that Disney put out.
Yeah, no, this is just a
KC,
continuation of it. This is just
KC,
a
Oh,
continuation.
okay.
the
Has
Same-
so
all the
many
same
things
superhero.
added to my list.
Yeah.
So the Daredevil.
I'll
is
watch
a,
it when Tyler watches a whole K drama.
Oh,
I
damn.
got you. So
That
let
ain't
me
never
break it
gonna
down
happen.
then. Since you ain't don't watch
Damn.
the I'm playing with
Jalen
you.
said, "Well,
So
Ah,
KC,
damn.
I wanted to ask you about this. Matter of fact, actually, I think you should watch episode 3, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
So Daredevil, as you know, is a lawyer. He is
Mm.
defending another superhero. This superhero goes by the name White Tiger. I tell you to watch this because the White Tiger is Puerto Rican. Yes, the White Tiger
No,
is
he's not.
Puerto
No,
Rican.
he's
Yeah, he's
not.
Puerto
I
Rican.
swear
Yeah,
to you
he's
not.
Puerto Rican.
He talks about, there's this one scene where he's like, back in Puerto Rico, there's these birds. I forget the name of the birds, but he start whistling the birds. I wonder if KC know about the birds, boy.
He
You
a
know what I'm
nosy
saying?
ass Puerto Rican. That's what
And
he is.
what's
He's a
crazy
nosy
is,
ass Puerto Rican.
yeah, and at the
He
end of
didn't
the
know how to stay out
episode,
of his
What
business.
the
they
best we
played the
could come up
birds.
with is White Tiger.
White
He
Tiger.
got a medallion and looked like it come from Spencer's. It gives him power. It gives him strength.
He
I
talked,
was
you know,
like,
he was
I
bringing
make
up
a-
the bodega. He said he was
Hey,
coming from the bodega. He
Oh,
picked up flowers from the
brother.
bodega.
Put the
You
flowers
feel
in
me?
the
About to get on the
bodega.
train.
Uh-huh.
He saw these two homies beating up this boy, and he went to go help him. One of the dudes he was fighting against slipped and got his ass destroyed by
Yeah,
the train.
He got hit by a train. He got splattered.
And then he found out
Literally
they were
that.
cops.
Yeah, it was
So they tried to position him as a cop killer.
Yeah.
And Daredevil had to go in there with them lawyer skills and get him out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Okay,
here's
you know
the
what?
messed
I
up
might
part.
tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in. At least because this episode more like
Don't give
Law
it
and
too much.
Order.
Don't give
This
it too much.
episode more like Law and Order than
Oh, and I you know
don't
what?
even-
I rock
he
with
don't
Benson.
even-
Yeah.
you feel me?
He don't
You
even.
feel
He
me?
don't even wear a suit. I mean,
He don't wear the suit.
He ain't been Daredevil since the first episode. To be honest,
Correct.
the show is fucking.
That's how you
the
know he's getting
show
the business though.
Is
But I
back.
must say, KC,
Marvel is back. We
This
so
is-
fucking back. Everyone been talking so much shit for so fucking long. I'm sick of it. We back. We back, baby. We fucking back. We so fucking back. I don't give a fuck. We are back. The show is fire. I stood up and applaud KC after episode 3. I stood up and I started clapping. That's Jada.
your boy don't last too long though, Casey. Puerto Rico don't last too long.
Don't tell her.
Oh.
Don't tell her. We back, KC. Marvel is back.
They always want to take us
One
down.
episode, Marvel back.
It's weird.
Well, after this
That
episode,
nigga sound like a Cowboys fan. Nigga
After
sound
this
just like
episode,
like a Cowboys fan.
He's comparing you to Cowboys.
Listen
Man, that's
here,
nasty
listen
work.
here, Tyler. We so fucking back, man. We're so back.
I get you, Tyler. Though
The
you
show
need
has
more than
been
one
hitting.
episode. You
It's
need
not one
more than
episode.
show.
It's
Give me a
every
season.
episode
For
that's
a
come out.
franchise, you need more than that, friend.
Give me a
Listen
sequel.
here, though.
We done
Listen,
heard this
every episode that's come out has been fire. Straight
thus
gas.
far.
Straight
Thus far.
gas.
Okay.
What they're doing with this show just makes me so happy because it's like they fucking finally listen. They're understanding the assignment. We
There's
like
levels
the shit.
to gas though. There's
We
regular,
like this
there's
shit.
premium.
We
there's
like
diesel.
this shit, and they're continuing.
Mid grade. You feel me?
Mid-grade,
That's what I'm
you know
saying.
what I mean?
Like
So
we
we
are
don't know.
back.
We don't know.
Hold on.
Your
Jay,
pessimism
real quick.
is
My
bothering
bad.
me,
Real quick.
but we back.
KC, me and you, we gonna stay quiet and let him hype this up one more time for the promotion of the podcast. Do your thing, my brother.
I'm done now. I was finished.
All right, well, let me do it.
You
Marvel
did-
back, nigga. Marvel is back. You feel me? Straight fire, straight
That's you
gas.
talking
That's
shit.
all they
man.
do.
That's you talking shit. That's you talking shit. You talking shit. You talking all this shit.
Tyler
And then
ain't
you
right.
go hype it up.
And then
I
he
wanna
it
hear
is
it.
a fake hype. It's a fake hype.
It don't feel. It feels
It's not
like
genuine.
disingenuous.
Oh,
There
I'm
was
sorry.
no
I promise you. I promise
whatever,
you.
I want to hear it.
Next time you hype
ain't a
something
real
up, I'm gonna be
fan.
quiet. I'm
You
gonna be
over here
quiet.
talking about
Screaming.
Marvel ain't give my money till they go till Black Panther.
They
3
not.
come
I'm
out.
not going into the theaters
Too
until
late, nigga. They already taking
not
it.
going
You know why
into
they
the
taking it?
theaters.
Because you got a Disney Plus account. They already got it. They in your pocket already.
Marvel is not
Hey,
getting my
technically, that's a
movie
good
cinema money
They got
until
you got a
until-
Hulu account too.
Man.
You got a Hulu account too. They
until
got
Black
it twice.
Panther 3.
They got
Huh?
it twice. I don't want to hear it.
Marvel is.
I don't want to hear it.
They
I
are
said
not
they
getting
back.
my
We back.
cinema money. I will not take the time to go to a theater and watch a Marvel movie until Black Panther 3.
We're back. Marvel's back. I don't care. Every episode, it took 3 episodes for me to get sold. I was weary.
What do you mean back though? Like they back in regards to the TV
We
stuff,
back.
the movie stuff?
We talk
You
about
talking
in
about
general.
back in general?
We talk
get
back
outta
in
here,
general.
bro. Get
We
out of
talking
here. They
back.
had one
I
good
think-
quarter.
yeah.
Niggas play one good quarter.
We back.
Oh
dog.
my goodness, bro.
It's not my fault. I'm a real fan.
It's some
not
Jeremy
my fault.
Lin type shit,
It's
bro.
not my fault. It's not my fault. I have hope in my brand that I enjoy. Am I my thing?
Cowboys
What am
fan,
I supposed
boy.
to be? What am I supposed to be?
Tyler,
It's
absolutely.
giving Cowboys
It's
fan.
giving the cowboy delusion.
And you should be hyped.
You know
You should
what?
be excited. But
Talk
I'm
your
gonna tell you
shit.
how it is.
Don't
I'm
call
gonna
me
tell
no
you how it
goddamn.
ain't.
Don't call me no goddamn Cowboys fan. All right, don't disrespect me again. You don't disrespect me one too many times, Tyler.
You
You done said
sound
it 3 times.
You,
You
but
done
you
said- don't
sound,
say the
but
fourth.
this is
You-
Don't
but-
say it a fourth. Do
you
not say it a
sound
he's
like
try-
a
that's
Cowboys
the
fan.
delusion you got going
I-
on is
it's not
you know, it's
delusion.
comparable.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
Jalen, it's gonna take more than 3
it's
episodes
on the screen
to get a franchise
We
up out
so
the mud.
back. First of all, we so back. We wasn't
Okay.
even in the mud. We was teetering. We we was down for this. We down for a little bit.
Tyler's like, if 2 + 2 is 4.
We was down for a little bit, but we back, dog.
5 +
Wait,
5 is
wait
10.
when Thunderbolts comes back and y'all see Thunderbolts gonna blow your mind. I'm telling you,
Ooh.
y'all ain't ready. Y'all
All
ain't
right.
ready. We back.
You know what? I want to be proven wrong. I do.
Yeah.
I
You
really
can
want
go
to
see Thunderbolt. I already told you what I'm
Oh.
doing.
I'm just
Lord
telling
have
you
mercy.
right now. We back. We back.
Okay. All right.
We
All
back.
right, dog.
We back. Tyler, get a jailbroken air. What you call it? Fire stick.
It was
Come
a
on,
good
you
episode.
right there
episode 3.
and be more.
Yeah,
There got
you
to be
close.
somebody.
You got people. Everybody got a
You know?
guy. Everybody got a
Episode
guy.
3 was a good episode.
Yeah, it was
I
really
really
good.
enjoyed it.
10 out of 10.
I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. I believe the end of this episode has reintroduced one of our favorites, the Punisher.
I don't think so.
I think it's introducing.
I don't think it's him.
Hold on, no, I know it's not him, but it's introducing. It's bringing him back into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's going to at least bring him back into the atmosphere of
we
the
knew-
show.
we
You got to
knew-
feel like he's
Yeah.
coming at some point.
We knew
You
it.
feel what
though.
I'm saying?
We knew it with all them tattoos.
I mean, we saw
All
from the
these dirty
trailer.
ass cops with the tattoos. With the
Yeah,
Punisher
but
tattoos, these
because of
dirty-ass
the
cops.
logo, he's going to be back in the atmosphere
for sure.
of the show. That's all I'm
For
saying.
sure.
I like how they are slowly but surely and doing it in a stunning fashion. You have to think, oh damn, she's about to hit the fan. You see what I'm saying?
I will say my only critique is when they got rid of Karen and Foggy in the first episode, they wasn't playing. They didn't. I don't think they coming back.
I think Karen coming back.
Maybe Karen coming back. I don't know.
Well, as soon as he truly commits to this woman, I think that little white girl gonna show back up, mess with that boy heartstring.
Probably. It's really good. It's really good, Casey.
Yeah, it's solid.
We didn't even talk about Kingpin. He's killing his storyline. He's about to turn evil again. We think he set up a hit. But this has been Jalen's Nerd News.
I'm gonna check it out.
Jalen's Nerd News.
Give it a watch. Jada loves it, by the way, as well.
Okay.
All right, man. It's time to sip some tea.
Clink, clink. All right,
Casey,
y'all.
what's going on?
The tea is brewing. It's not really like a hot pot, but it is something to sip on. So Kai Cenat, who has been really successful in his streaming platform, is kind of under some, I wouldn't say backlash, but has been notably removed from his partnership with Nike from a situation that he had happen on one of his streams. We know that Kai is very much so a kidster, likes to prank, jokes. I think his live streams bring a lot of different elements to, I feel like, journalism and things of that nature, as far as like artists promoting their music, their, projects that got coming out. So he had a live stream and he had a friend who is 16, part of a prank or a situation, walked in on the bathroom while the friend was in the bathroom. Nike didn't take a liking to this and was like, nah, we're good. We don't stand by anything that's weird. I don't think Kai meant any like weirdness or inappropriateness about it. It's super unfortunate to see this happen to Kai, but I want him to take this moment and really sit and think about what he has going on. I think that he cannot move like when he first got on, streaming. I think now there's so many eyes on him. And although there's a lot of people who wish him well and want him to be successful, there's also a lot of people praying for his downfall. And I think anybody who is successful, period. But I think for you to be a Black man that's successful, you got to be careful because they're quick to take away that Hollywood key.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I think that is what the situation was. But I mean, good for Nike on their end. I mean, if you have something that is like, we don't tolerate that, zero tolerance on weirdness, I think that's great. I especially feel like child pornography and pedophilia has been like, not a buzz, but like, I feel like people are more aware of it. And so they're like, nah, we're not tolerating it. Love to see it.
Have you ever watched a Kai Cenat stream, Casey or Tyler?
I have. No. I've watched several.
I've watched one or two. two specifically, it was the Kevin Hart one and Drewski one. Those are the only ones I watched. A few minutes of it. I couldn't stand more than 30 minutes. Not to sound weird,
Screaming.
but I, what was he doing? Was he just messing with the kid? Like, it was it like a?
I think so. I don't remember because I didn't watch
Was it
this
like you were just
explicit live.
joking?
I
Yeah.
think he was just joking around, and
Did he
happened to
know he
like
was in the
go in.
bathroom?
I don't know. I think he knew he was in the bathroom. I don't think he knew he was using it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I think so. Kai's lives, I've watched him with Chris Brown, the Kevin Hart and Drewski. I've watched the one with Nikki. I think that when he has guests on, I feel like he's good,
Yeah.
right? But it's when it's just him and his boys. I don't think we gauge or know like there's no format. And so I think when there's no clarity and there's no format, that leads you to like, you know what I mean? You
Just do dumb
balls
stuff.
to the wall.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, it's cool if there's no cameras, but he literally
Yeah.
has cameras all over the place.
Yeah,
So
like when they was blowing up each other's rooms with the
Yeah.
fireworks. That was crazy.
Yeah.
They just be doing
So,
crazy stuff like that.
which is fine because I mean
Yeah,
that's
but
what got y'all here.
that's what got him
But
the
I think
money.
but
Millions.
now it's like you gotta change or pivot it. So it's
Yeah.
especially when you got brand deals, especially a brand like Nike. That's a very
I think-
prominent, company.
I think Adidas scooped him up. I think he was just an Adidas commercial.
I've seen him in. I think I saw him in a State Farm commercial as well. So
Yeah,
this is what I'm
he be
saying. He
popping up
has
and
a
stuff.
lot of promotional, brand deals with a lot of big
Yeah.
companies. I just want him to take this moment and see this as like, okay, I need to pivot my mindset as far as that. Like, I don't want him to change because I hate when people do that and then they change completely. That's not what got you this far, but kind of like adjust and, rethink. And the thing about it is he's super careful. There was one live where he was taking a shower. Obviously, he had shorts on, but even him washing himself, he was like in a corner. Like, he's very aware. So that's why I feel like I don't think it was intentional or anything malicious,
Yeah,
but he just has to be a little more cognizant of that.
yeah, because he's young. He's 23. I just looked him
He's
up.
super young. Yeah, 23.
Yeah,
You're still
23.
you're a
Yeah,
kid.
still old enough.
You're still a kid.
Yeah, still a kid, but not really. Still
And I
old
feel
enough
like
to
for
know a
him
little
it's
bit
worse
better.
because can you imagine being 23 with the amount of money and freedom
Yeah,
he has?
because like,
you know what I mean?
To be honest, like, I don't know. I've not been a fan. Wasn't really a big fan of him ever since I seen that Kamala thing when he was throwing a fucking temper tantrum. Talk about, I don't do politics. I was like,
But okay, I get that. I
like,
understand that. But I feel like, I don't know. I think it depends. It's just like YouTube, right? There's some
Yeah.
YouTubers that people fuck with, and it's like, yeah, I really rock with them. I can't get into it. Kai,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. That's not somebody I'm watching every day.
oh yeah, no,
Like, I have to watch him in doses.
Kids
I
love
do
him.
like. I forget the guy's name. When he did Batman and Robin, he had the guy from Be More on there. I do appreciate
Oh
him.
yeah.
I
When
feel
he
like
did when he was doing his Batman
he's a
stream.
calmer energy. So
'Cause
I
all
feel
he
like
does is
Kai
play
is just
video
a
games,
lot
right?
of yeah.
Isn't
That's
he just
how Kai started out.
streaming on Twitch, right? He's just playing video games
Mhm.
because that's what he was doing with the Batman thing. He was playing all
Mhm.
the Batman games for
Yeah.
for as long, I don't know how long, many hours, but it was just nonstop.
That's the other thing. He's known for like his long like periods of time that he's
Yeah,
like,
he don't be
okay, we're good.
sleeping.
No.
Then he do like a 30-day stream, like 30 days
Mhm.
continuously. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
He'd
It
be
is.
committed.
It seemed like, to me, it sounded like Nike was waiting on a reason to get rid of him.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Sound like he had him on a short leash, because I've never seen Nike cut anyone that quickly. Normally most
No, it was a
athletes,
quick turnover.
most athletes do something crazy. You get the opportunity to apologize. You can never forget.
Mm-hmm.
The times when Tiger Woods. I mean, Nike has stuck by.
Yeah, but you're
some things.
comparing like infidelities and assaults to like him with an underage kid. You know
No,
what I'm
this is
saying?
fair.
So,
This is
like,
fair. This is fair. But most time,
I could see like how, especially with today's climate, like that being like, we don't want to even be associated with that. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like, I don't think it was him being on a short leash. I just think it was like he's the biggest thing we did. He did something that got a lot of people upset about a very sensitive topic. So now we don't even want to deal with that. Plus, they're Nike.
No, I mean,
So
I
like
get it. I get it. I'm very curious as to. I know Nike has been trying to branch out into sponsoring other people besides athletes, but I just wonder.
somebody in Nike must have not really liked that and said something for it to be that quick.
I wonder if you should just stick to
Something very
the
big.
the athletes.
Here's my thing. I think, and this is, I don't want to take money out of nobody's pocket, but I do feel like some of these brands need to make sense. Like the brand
Yeah.
deals, I do think
Yeah,
for
because
somebody
Lotto
like,
got a Nike sneaker.
yeah. So
Right.
it's like, I understand why
They work
athletes,
out.
I understand why athletes are, branded
Yeah.
or accompanied with Nike. Just do it. They have leisure wear and things of that nature. I didn't understand. I didn't even know they had a partnership with Kai until this came to be.
I would.
They
I
probably
just,
want like his stuff in the
Yeah,
background,
I
like
will
Nike
say. I will
boxes.
say. I mean, look, the Nike, at least specifically the Jordan brand, right?
mm,
It there was at one point. I mean, it's clearly like a lifestyle shoe. It's not just a
right.
basketball shoe. So you do want people who are sporting it outside, off the court
Mm,
or whatnot. But it was at one point where that was just like a natural thing.
mm.
Nike doesn't have the same sway as they used to in a lot of these
And
areas.
and I feel like maybe that's probably the reason why they're reaching out to people like Lotto and Kai, because
Yeah.
they're thinking, okay, their followers or the people that really rock with them are going to, you know what I mean? Because there are fans that are diehards that will, you know what I mean, mess with a
Yeah,
I,
but
company
there's a
or
lot of us
support the
out here
for
brand.
the
that's
regular people, the casual wear, like wearing
Yeah.
sneakers with regular clothes. Like
yeah,
So
you
but
don't only wear sneakers to work out. So
there's so many other brands nowadays. Balenciaga is taking a lot of the luxury brands are starting to take a lot of space that Nike used to have, and
yeah.
um
But I
even
mean, I think Nike will always be okay just because
yeah,
it's more reachable. You know what I mean? Balenciaga, I'm not spending 2,500
yeah,
on a duct tape that says Balenciaga.
yeah.
Yes, that's real.
Made no damn
some of
sense.
these shoes look crazy. I will
Yeah,
say that some of the
You
shoes look
know,
crazy, but the kids
but
nowadays, I don't see as many Nikes on the
you
younger
know what?
generation.
That's true too. I feel like
yeah,
they're now into designer
they like
brands.
Puma.
Yeah, yeah.
I see them
Um,
like because of Jello.
Damn.
If you think about it, Puma, Adidas,
Yeah.
New Balance,
New
low key New
Balances.
Balance.
But new you
it's
you're
very
you're
interesting.
biased though, T. New Balance has always been popular out your
I'm not
area.
biased. DC is like a sneaker capital, like
No,
the
no, but I'm saying
DMV.
it's always been
Yeah, but
popular though.
no,
No, but I would say New
you're
Balance did
right. But
a
the DMV
rebrand.
and the
Yeah.
DMV niggas, Jordans, phone positive, like we wear all the
No,
shit.
I wasn't
So
saying that, but y'all was hip to New Balances first. So like
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
to
That's
say
fair.
like they're coming back, you always had them in your thing. I didn't
I
see
mean,
people.
but
I didn't see people wearing New Balances until I went to DC for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, people wear these out here."
I'll say this. I think that maybe to your point, Tyler, it could be time for Nike to do a rebrand. I
Yeah,
mean, you have all these other companies and brands kind of like relaunching and thinking about, okay, what do we want? When Nike first started, it was very much so, aimed to athletes. But now, to Jalen's point, we're leading into where a lot of people are going to Nike for leisure wear. Maybe it's time for them to make that pivot because I think that's what is hard for people to grasp is like they're still connecting Nike to that
Yeah,
I
athletic,
think,
you know what I mean? If I'm
but
an
I also,
athlete,
I
that's
tell
where
you
I'm
what,
going.
but
but I also
even
do
in
think they have always been that way. Like I just
but
don't. They're just now starting to reach out to people.
even in the
If that makes
athletic,
sense.
Mhm.
arena,
Because they've
especially
always like people have
basketball,
always worn Nikes, like
um,
Cortezes and stuff like
uh,
that.
true,
Air
especially
Forces.
basketball,
Mm.
Adidas is that daggone freaking taking over
Yeah,
basketball shoes.
they are.
Daggone
Mm.
Anthony Edwards, James Harden, Damian
Adidas and
Lillard, Dame
Puma
Lillards.
and
These
Puma
Jones is
too.
looking crazy. I think the only thing Nike really got right now is Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
That's a fly shoe, but all right, I say all that to
No, they
say,
got Jordan. Jason Tatum got Jordan. He don't got Nike.
my bad, you're right. But Jordan is Nike.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's like the best
It's
thing
like
they
a
got.
branch off, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's like
Jordan's basically
Nike.
his own thing by now.
Nike's his own thing, but it's
Got you.
still. I mean,
Yeah.
Jordan's his own thing, but it's still under the Nike
Yeah.
Umbrella.
um,
No, I get what you mean.
umbrella. all that to say, Nike definitely
Because they
needs
don't got
work.
Kyrie, they
I
got
think
KD.
Nike needs work in finding talent that is going to that's not risque.
Yeah, they got exactly. They're trying to they want to get young new talent, and anything that's one thing I feel like that was too far was kids.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
makes sense
You
that
know what? But I'll say this, and
even if it
then
was innocent or not.
I could say this, and then we can move on. The thing that I find interesting is I also feel like it could be and this is I'm not trying to call us old, but it could be our age. Because I do think the way we looked at things when we were in kids in middle school, high school is different from the way we're looking at things now. Anytime that you're trying to sell a product, you want to sell it to the kids that are in middle school, high school. You want to sell it to the young kids because they're the ones that's going to really spend the money. I feel like adults now we're at this age where it's like, all right, how much is this shoe? You know what I mean? Like we're questioning the price and things of that. But younger kids, they don't care. They want it. Like you said, I think one of y'all mentioned kids these days now are very into brands, right? The kids don't care that, a sneaker from Balenciaga costs, 200, $2,000. They want it. And that's all
Mhm.
they see. And you have to think in that mindset, it's very much so I need to have the latest thing. And so if I have Kai Cenat, rocking this particular shoe or this particular brand, that makes me enticed to want to, you know what I mean, purchase from that.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I do
yeah.
think our age kind of, your mindset is different.
I mean, it makes sense why they had them, but it
Mm.
also makes sense why they dropped them.
No, that too. Yeah.
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 Because
All right. Ah, man. What a time. Let's get to the next topic, man. Anthony Mackie was recently on the Pivot podcast. Great podcast, by the way. What was it? Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Shannon Crowder.
I think so.
Anyway,
I don't
I
know.
think that's his name.
Oh, I
Great
couldn't really
podcast.
remember
Yeah.
who's on it.
Channing Crowder.
Anthony Mackie has, I guess, been criticized. There's been some
Mm.
viral criticism
Excuse me.
about what he stated, really about raising his sons and raising them to be men. Like he said he is raising them to be men. He talks about how, he makes sure they says yes sir, no, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Telling his
that
father,
really messed you up,
yeah,
huh?
that was a tongue twister. He would tell his oldest son, like, if I'm gone, you the man in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They also got into, he was just saying, he said something to the effect of, over the last 20 years, it's been like a death of the American male, killing masculinity in our homes and communities. He was just saying how, like, he would go to Europe and you could just tell, he was like, you could see the difference between American men and European men, and they would start, joking about that. Like, Shannon Crowder was like, tight ass jean niggas, like, stuff like that.
Oh.
So I'm honestly not sure where the criticism come from. I think Jay could tell me more. But Jay, where was the criticism in what he was saying?
I seen a lot of stuff that basically was saying he was being homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
personally don't see where that coming from, but basically the line with the death of masculinity was where people started saying that was homophobic of him to say, because
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're taking it as him saying that because there's gay people that are gay men that's just part so prominent in society now that it's damaging masculinity. I guess using that verbiage is usually
It sounds like a
associated
lot of
with that.
assumption.
But that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Usually that verbiage, I guess, is used when you
Yeah.
use that type of verbiage, like the death of masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
It could be seen in a homophobic way, just due to the fact that people see people who are who are homosexual.
Take your time. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot of homos.
I,
A lot of homos. It's a lot of homos over and over again. I'm trying to get them out. It's jacking me up. So, but if you're a homosexual male, you're seen as less masculine. So, I guess with the the cult with the what's going on right now and with
Mhm.
the culture and all this stuff and like the LG the LGBTQIA
I'm gonna take
all
you
the
out your misery
letters.
in a second. Hmm.
But I personally don't that's what the backlash I've seen about the post. I don't see it personally. I think what he said is like that's what you're supposed to do. Like I
Hmm.
did what that wasn't even like a thing where it was like, oh yeah, you're raising your sons. That's
Hmm.
what you're supposed to do. And like, yeah, the death of masculinity. I think when he's saying that with masculinity, part of being masculine is those principles he's trying to instill in his children, and I think that's what he's meant talking about. Like people who aren't instilling those values, don't have those values.
Mm.
That's where I think he was coming from when he said that, because I will say a lot of these young dudes don't have the same values as like we do, especially when it comes to women or like
Yeah, I think
whoever they're messing with. That's
before
where I think he was coming from. I
I
don't think
say
he
what
was
I
being
gotta say,
homophobic anyway. I don't even think that. I think that was the furthest thing from his mind.
KC, what he says the last 20 years there's been like a death to the American male. I
Hmm.
would love to hear what do you think he means by that.
I think so. Here's my thing. I think that there is no, first of all, I can't tell nobody what to think or how to perceive, what anybody says. But I do think that sometimes it's unfortunate that we see masculinity as this one sided thing. I think that oftentimes when we think of someone who is identified as a homosexual, right, or somebody, a gay man, people automatically think, oh, flamboyant, yes, girl, yes, queen. And that's not what they are. You know what I mean? And I think for us to, and not us, but for people to have that perception of like, oh, he's talking about death of masculinity, he's talking about homosexuality. I don't think so. I think it depends on what you define as masculinity. And I feel like through his conversation and as he was saying that, I don't think he means masculinity in that way. I think he's talking about chivalry, right? Like, I want my boys to be mannerful, opening the door for people, saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and things of that nature. I don't think that correlates with someone being gay or not. And I've met
Yeah,
plenty of dudes that are gay, what I mean, that identify as that, but would absolutely hold the door open for me. Will absolutely, what I mean, still have those same principles and morals. So I don't think that he's hinting at that, but I will say I think that men are, in general, when you think about how men are not given that same energy, right? A lot of women nowadays are joking and like, oh, it's a set, sassy man apocalypse, is alluding to that, right? That
yeah,
lack of like, hey, I'm a provider, this is what I need to do, versus, oh, let's go 50-50. There's no mindset of like, I'm the breadwinner, I'm here to provide, protect, and etc. I think that's what he's talking about. He wants to make sure whether whoever his kids are with, they know their role and how to play it. I don't think he meant it in that way, but I also think it's reflective of society.
yeah.
Always, I think we get too sensitive. We get too
Mm-hmm.
sensitive and we think too deep. We think deeper than what something is. He said death to masculinity. Absolutely, that came out of his mouth, but we don't take time to hear the examples because he gave us examples.
Yeah.
He said what he meant. Okay, when I leave the house, you're the man of the house, which is a fact. I'm not in the house. You oldest, you the next one up.
Yep.
You can ask any
Yeah.
man across
Uh,
races if you know what I mean. That is something that is commonly said. I don't see that
He
as a negative
and he's
thing.
he
talking
gave
about.
another example.
Oh, go.
He gave another example of he said a lot of men are they fear failure
Mm,
nowadays. Um, for instance, like he said brothers won't even, talk to women nowadays. You know what I'm
swear.
saying? The
Hmm.
fear of the rejection, or the fear, even I take for instance, like it was a long time. I just would not try to do a lot of handy stuff just for the fear of like making things worse or like breaking it. But
Hmm.
it's like I maybe he's alluding to an aspect of the American male that had a level of confidence to just be able to go out there and just take on the world,
Hmm.
whether you fail at it or you succeed, you at least went outside
Hmm.
and attempted to do what you had to do. You know.
I
So
mean,
that was
I'll say this too. I think it's more. I commend him as well, because how can, when we think about, and I'll zoom in more, when we think about Black men, yes, we talk about equipping them as far as like dealing with the law and things of that nature, but I think it's okay, or other races get away with, kind of like whatever, they don't have to care about certain things.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that he's instilling orderliness, or how do you conduct yourself? How do you navigate the
yo.
world?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, I don't, and I think this is what he meant, is like, as a Black boy, you have to navigate this world different. I think there was a comedian I saw on the Breakfast Club. I forgot about it. He was adopted. He's Black. His sister was white, and they were both always late to school. He always had to go to detention. They never made her, right? So there's
Yeah.
certain things in this world. It's like, she can be late all she wants, right? You have to be on time. You have to be 10 times
Mm-hmm.
better. And so I feel like he is kind of weaving in that mentality, so much to speak. So it's like, I want you to be so good and so phenomenal that they can't question your greatness. And I
We
think,
we 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 had to be raised different.
Yeah.
right.
Like, there's no doubt that me and Jay had to grew up learning
Mhm.
different things, like or our parents or the people who raised us implemented different things in our mind that we had to understand. Like, it was automatic. It was automatic for
Mhm.
me to say
Mm-hmm.
yes sir or yes ma'am. Like, the crazy thing is, I go to school, and when I would say it, ladies just surprised. The
Mhm.
people, the teachers surprised, like, I can't believe he said that. But that's in order to avoid just any type of mess.
Mhm.
You be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way to get out of trouble,
Yeah.
or to avoid more trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
a lot of it really was survival.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
I,
know,
f- I
uh,
feel like as a society we have a problem like hearing the truth when it's right.
mm.
Man.
I feel like whenever we hear the truth and it's right, and if we didn't experience it that way, we
Mhm.
automatically assume it's wrong and look for the wrong and stuff. I personally do not think that Anthony Mackie was even trying to insult anybody with what he was saying. I think he was talking about the characteristics of not just like a man, but like
Mhm.
of a good person in general. So like, yes,
But Jay,
he's implemented specifically for his sons. But I'm
Uh-huh.
just saying, like, the to take it as him saying the death of masculinity, it makes him seem a certain way. He's literally talking about those values not being around anymore the way they're supposed to
Mhm.
be. There's dudes out
mind
here
you,
who don't hold the door open for women,
Mhm.
don't make sure that house is set. Not the sound, but letting their woman do everything for them, go to work. He's sitting on the
It could be something
couch.
as simple as, hey, I'm sitting
You
on the
know,
bus. An elder get on the bus, to get
you
up. You know
don't
what I
get up.
mean? It I also think
It's it's principles. It's
it's
respectability. Is to be respectful. It's like this whole generation. Everybody's like, "F you, f you, f you," and no one's just trying to be kind to
I
each
think
other
I think the
or be
part that is
respectful.
kind of like makes it sad is like, I think we're in an age now where we're seeing a lot more Black dads be present,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so for me, we can't say that that was always our
Yeah.
narrative. That wasn't necessarily the narrative. And so
Ooh.
now it's like we're seeing that more. What I don't want is this to be like this, Black dads regress. It's like, oh,
Ooh.
I can't, you know what I mean? I can't
I
say
get
certain
what you're
things.
saying, Casey.
You know
You're
what I
saying
mean? It's like,
because a lot
finally
of
we
us
have
grew
a
up with
dad who,
yeah.
you know what I mean, who's
A lot of
present in
us
his
grew
kid's
up
life,
without a father
and
present.
instilling
Nowadays,
great
it's
values.
oh,
I'm telling
I'm
you.
up. We right here. We right
Yeah,
here.
and
all right,
I
hold
I
just
on.
see
I
what you're
hate that
saying.
we
I
doing
see
it
Yeah, I
what
was
like
you're
gonna
that.
say,
saying.
I need somebody to
So basically,
if
how I was taking what she was saying, I don't want to speak for you,
Mm.
Casey.
Come on.
She's saying how like our generation, unfortunately, a lot of us grew up without a father present.
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh.
You know, even myself has a weird situation when it comes to my father.
Mm-hmm.
Casey, I don't know how your situation with your father is, but
My mom. Yeah.
personally, I never met him, so I don't think. So
Yeah.
exactly. So like, and it's
2 out of
very
3 black people.
rare for people our age, I feel like, to have both parents. Tyler, you're
Mhm.
blessed, my brother. You know, I'm
Highly
happy
favored.
you was
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
grow up
I don't
the
think you
way you
realize.
was, both parents in the household. It's
Oh
a
no, I
beautiful
know,
thing.
Casey.
Okay.
It's a
All right. No,
beautiful
that's a
Very
thing.
well.
beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
thing. I'm happy. I want that for my children. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. But like I know way more people who had only their mom, and their dad was in jail. Their dad just didn't live with them. Had another family.
Went to go get milk, never came back. You
Never
know what I
came back.
mean?
Just I know a lot more people who have situations like that, and I feel like what Casey was saying. Nowadays, we're seeing dads in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when they try to instill what a father should instill, people are finding it weird.
Mm.
Because they never seen
They
it.
You
never
know what I'm
seen it
saying?
before.
Yeah.
That's what I was taking, Casey. That's what you was
Ah.
going.
Oh, you
Yeah.
saying that's where the backlash come
Yeah,
from?
that's where
I
the
really
They
feel
trying to
because
speak on something they've never seen.
Exactly.
I really feel like that's what it is. Because now, had it been somebody else, like had it been a white guy or somebody else,
Yeah.
would we have the same energy?
Nobody, and you're right though. We've never. I don't think we've ever seen him. I don't think we've ever seen black men talk about raising their kids in the manner in which he did.
Mm-hmm.
In
And
like
that, like to
with the
Jalen's point,
discipline, with the
that makes
discipline.
people uncomfortable because
Exactly.
you're not used to a present father.
Yeah.
Because we're used to, okay, yeah, the kid's dad. But
Yeah.
you're not used to a father being like, no, I can tell you exactly what I'm instilling in my kids. I'm very involved in their upbringing and, crafting their character and who they are. So I feel like, to Jalen's point, in society, I feel like now anything that is like the unknown or, not familiar, we automatically are like, oh, that's bad. That's homophobic.
Yeah.
Have
And
you know what I mean?
let me shout out my
have
pop,
you-
man.
ha-
Let me shout out our top listener of this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I grew up. My father was retired Air Force from the streets of South Philly.
Oof.
So yeah, I grew up.
You grew up
with
right.
with a bit of sternness, you know what I'm saying? But also like, nigga, don't forget I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Get a pinch of ghetto. You know what I mean? Just a little.
it was a good pitch of ghetto in there. It's a good pitch, but the sternness is like you need to clean this room, you got responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hearing Anthony Mackie, I was like, hey, this seems about right.
But
It's on brand.
that's what I think of whenever I
Okay.
think of a black father. Just personally.
Yeah.
But
Tell him.
have y'all ever heard when white people talk about a black man that's like straight laced and very like put together and disciplined?
Very surprised.
No.
What did they say?
They're like they usually surprised. They're like, oh man, he's good. He's good. He's real good. Or like,
But
he's
see what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Or they
I'm
say like
yeah.
he's crazy. Oh, he's crazy. He doesn't move for nothing. Like it's like the way they see it doesn't translate to how they picture us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're
That's
so
the other
well
thing
spoken.
too. I think it makes them nervous.
Yeah.
To know that you can, you know what I mean? And I feel like they won't say it verbally, but it does make them nervous that you can navigate the space. Like in their mind, they see you with a do-rag, a black and mild on your lip, and a bottle of Henny. So when you walk into certain spaces, you know what I mean? And you know how to, present yourself, but not in a aggressive. And that's the other thing too. Black men have it hard because y'all have to assert yourselves, but not too much because it'll be aggressive, right?
You can't get mad.
So I think when you have somebody that is like very asserting himself, very aware of what he's doing with his boys, very clear on it, very intentional, that I think that throws people off because they're not used to that. That doesn't fit the story, the single story that they have for us. And so I say, Anthony, hey, don't pay them no mind. Keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing is important and it matters. Those who want to take it far left from what you were talking about, that's their business. That's on them. We have to be tunnel vision. We have to put the blinders on.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I need a black father. I need somebody out here to talk about how they raising their daughters. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now.
You just getting started too.
I'm just getting started, but I hear the way he talk. I hear the way he talk to his son, and I just don't. There's not. It's just. I don't see it that way. Mind you, I got all brothers, right? So I'm in new territory here. You feel me? So I don't see it in the way of, I don't see, I feel like disciplining, trying to give my daughter discipline probably will go differently than the way he's
Oh yeah, because you don't want to damage her. You don't want her
his
to have daddy
sons.
issues.
But I also need, I don't want to have dad issues, but I also need her to be mentally tough in the sense of like, hey, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't want to do it. You got to do it. I just want, and I think it's important trying to, I'm at the point where I'm trying to figure that out of like, all right.
I think the first, I'm not going to hold you. The first step is emotional intelligence. And I feel like being aware of your feelings. My biggest thing when I used to teach is that I never want a kid to feel bad because they're angry or they're frustrated. Yeah. It's what you do with those emotions. So if you instill in her like, hey, you have these feelings, they're valid, absolutely. But this is how we navigate those feelings. You know what I mean?
See, this is the thing about, I'm in this weird stage, right? I'm in this weird stage. She is still a baby. Yet, I know she know what I'm saying.
Get
no, I'm dead serious. Dead serious. I know for a fact, at times, I'm not saying she knows everything I'm saying, but I know for a fact at times she knows
she picking
what I'm
up what
saying.
you putting down.
She picking up what I'm putting down. And, every day, you just try to build
I wonder
on something.
how she hears you in her head.
You feel me? And so, she's starting to get to this point where as soon as you take something away from her, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shoot, even at this age, I'm about to be like, hey, look here, man.
Oh my God.
You need to cool out.
No, that's a real. That's real.
1-1. Eyes on me.
Eye to eye.
Eye to eye.
Contact.
You need to stop.
We here.
You need to stop. And I'm trying not to raise my voice. Yeah. That's the only thing that be working.
Dang. You ever see?
I'm trying.
She almost.
Them gentle parenting videos are hilarious.
Hey, boy.
They be like, I'm trying, but they.
That's one thing though. I know. I just don't think I could ever.
It'd be funny how it start out gentle parenting and it always turns to regular.
Exactly.
Like what I say to your ass. I'm sorry.
The regular get it moving. The regular get it shaking.
I grew up. I got. Shout out to my folk, man. I got spanked. A lot. My mama had a chopping board with scriptures on both sides. Shout out to my mama. She had a chopping board with scriptures on both sides. One from one side for my brother, one side for me. And she would hit me. She spanked me 3 times. One for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Spirit. And I swear she put her whole body into them swings. I think she put her hips into them swings, boy. Because them things were painful. You get what I'm saying? So I grew up. That's regular punishment to me.
That was your foundation. Yeah.
I'm trying not to. I'll be like, I ain't no way I could spank my daughter. I just don't see it. My wife would have to handle that. I can't do it. So I got to be
screaming.
I got to be on some,
the mental level.
Yeah.
I
got to figure this out.
That's so funny.
I got to figure this out.
That's so funny. I've heard that story so many times.
Screaming.
That chopping board legendary. I got my mother.
I'll be honest. That really be on his mind a lot because he talk about it all the time.
Yeah. I got my mother a cutting board as a wedding. Like when me and my wife got married, I got my mother a chopping board with a scripture carved into it. She got that joke hanging up in the house, like, oh Lord, look at what my son got.
I can't wait to give my granddaughter a spank.
No, but they're so soft with their grandkids.
Oh yeah. It's because they can
my mom lets my mom lets them do whatever they want to do. They don't got that same energy.
It's because they going home. They ain't gonna disturb her when she up.
That's exactly what it is. They also don't got the same stamina, Yeah. They're tired.
That's true. Just go.
Let's move on to Tyler's turntables, man. Wicked. Look, man, the music that dropped this week wasn't interesting me enough to really listen. I did try to listen to Playboi Carti's album I Am Music. It's 30 songs.
It's what?
But the album's only an hour, so take it for what it is. Carti, here's the thing. I like good rage music. You know what I'm saying? There's a part of me. I there's a part of me that remembers listening to crunk music, and me and my brother just go crazy in the house, bumping into each other and stuff. And like the Travis Scotts of the world remind me of that era. I know Cardi makes similar music, but niggas got to make sense. Niggas got to make sense. I listening to Cardi by himself is like, I don't know what's going on. He's great when he has another artist on a song with him. Or when he is a feature, he is excellent as a feature.
Because he just does ad libs.
Exactly. This album was
It scares me, Tyler.
I don't think I'm a finish.
I'm frightened.
I don't see myself finishing.
So I guess what's holding you back? What would you say is
It's frightening.
is it?
It's
First off,
there.
production. I think production didn't sound high quality.
That's
that first song.
I think he's trying to mix a little too much digital. Yeah, it's like a I don't know. It's just weird, man.
Like,
and then you know what, man? I feel like when you listen to the album, when you listen to an album by one artist, right? I feel like you need a consistent voice. Like this, I will say this: Cardi is Playboy. Cardi is he's the founder of this wave of music with niggas like
grunge, right? Grunge
making
rap,
their voice sound these different ways, and then rapping in this style that's like
strange,
a quick 5 words. I give him credit, but this ain't it, man.
He got 2 Kendrick features.
It still need to be structured. I get what you're saying. Like there still needs to be a common thread.
He got
we act like he got hits,
He got not one but 2 Kendrick features on it.
The first one
he does.
His music is weird.
He got 2 Travis Scott features. I mean, the Jones.
I'm not surprised by Travis Scott. I feel like that's
they're cool.
I couldn't. I really tried, and I tried to act like I liked it the first time. I tried to act like I went through them first 3 songs, like I can see myself, raging out.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
This is music for people that, like I said, is not for us. This is not for us or our group of friends. I can't find it. I don't know anyone who listens to this music. This is really like he really makes music for a different brand of black folk. People.
Yeah. All that to say,
the ones who put the beeswax in the hair and make it spiky.
All that to say, I've been listening to Wale this week. Wale announced he's dropping a single this Friday. With the album, with the 8th album on the way. This will be Wale's 8th album, which is absolutely crazy. Amongst the people in his class, I think he's dropped the most albums. And I want to take the time to out of his 7 that he has so far, that 7 would be for Lauren 2. Wow, That's Crazy. Shine, the album About Nothing, The Gifted, Ambition, and Attention Deficit.
Did you go backwards?
I went from latest to the oldest one is Attention Deficit.
Okay, cool.
Anything else you see on the album list is mixtapes. Yes. I'm just talking albums.
Yes.
Okay. I want to rank top 5. Or we can do Mount Rushmore top 5. I'm gonna go ahead and do top 5, which means we gotta leave 2 of them out. Okay.
All right.
We're leaving 2 out. So
I already know.
How do you already know?
I already know.
Jay, who do you think is 5? Well, which album would you put at 5?
The Gifted.
I agree. But
that's
let me just say,
that one.
No, The Gifted is a love-hate thing. Bad. The Gifted has bad on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That is.
Yes.
I would give that 5.
Let me just say, The Gifted. I want to thank Wale for The Gifted. That album got me through a very important off season of football. It was my motivation for that whole season, for that whole year. You know what I'm saying? When that nigga said satisfaction for suckers, I really felt that season.
You felt that in your soul.
I felt that in my soul. You feel me?
He did.
So we're going to Gifted at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, every morning.
Every
I
morning he
literally.
played that
I'm
song.
sure he was.
As we
I'm sure
walked.
Jay got sick of it.
As we walked
I'm sure Jay.
to
Jay would try to play some other shit, some hype shit. Be like, nah, nigga, stop. I gotta hit my shit.
Yeah. I just put my own headphones in.
Screaming.
At 4, this is interesting. At 4, I think I would have to put. Ooh.
The album,
At-
yo.
I'm stuck between Forlorn and Wild That's Crazy for number 4. Forlorn 2, my bad. I'm stuck between Forlorn 2 and Wild That's Crazy.
Forlorn
I
2.
feel like it would be Forlorn 2. Forlorn 2 is a really, really good, solid project, but I think Wild That's Crazy has a lot more not just hits, but just like it has a good diversity of songs on there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
That
So
Crazy is next, in my opinion.
with that being said, Wild That's Crazy number 3, with songs such as BGM, what's the jump with shit, let me he had the jump with Lil Durk. The jump with Lil Durk was hard.
Yeah, he got a
Break My Heart.
Black Bonnie with
And
Jacquees.
Yes.
He got a lot of good joints on there.
Chill, on chill with. I mean, he started that joint off with
Sue
Sue Me.
Yeah,
Sue Me was that's legendary.
Expectations was a good song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Old dance,
So
he introduced Meg on that album, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think with number he actually was the one who introduced Meg really to the world.
Yeah.
I think at number 2, I think you gotta go Ambition for number 2.
I was gonna put the album About Nothing.
Why would you put the album About Nothing at 2?
I think
You putting that?
I think.
So you putting Ambition at 1?
Yeah, I'm putting. Wait, let me hold on.
Let me look at the track list. Wait a damn minute.
No. You're right, T. You're right. I put Ambition at 2. Looking at him again, but then again, I got so much memories of Ambition. Ambition was my song.
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm gonna put it at number 2.
Ambition was a solid, and I'm gonna be honest with you,
Days Off.
I don't remember too many of his
work, Sabotage
projects, but
Yeah.
Ambition was definitely one that
Lotus Flower
stuck with me. That and Wow, That's Crazy.
I think what was impressive about Ambition, Wale's first album, Attention Deficit, did not it didn't have the numbers that we thought it was.
I left that off.
It did have it had some good singles on there. It had Chillin', it had Pretty Girls.
But holistically, yeah.
But I thought it was good. But people just didn't buy it. But what the bounce back of that Ambition was, especially after building off the mixtapes that he was dropping before Ambition.
Yeah, in between.
I think it excelled his career. It surprised a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta put the album About Nothing at 1.
Yeah,
I just feel like, he got his joint with SZA, the God Smile,
the
White Shoes, the Matrimony.
Oh man, the Matrimony.
The
middle finger.
The Girls on Drugs.
Girls on
Drugs.
That was a hit.
That joint was hard. I really feel like, and we got
White
understand
Shoes.
The album, the mixtape About Nothing series, was probably what he was most famous for. Of course, the mixtape About Nothing, More About Nothing mixtape. More About Nothing is probably, if we was just talking like projects, More About Nothing is probably number 1, right? He really did a good job building off of those two to create the album About Nothing. I think that'll go down as his best project. Now, of course, that means we left off Attention Deficit and Shine.
We know those.
The Shine album
was his weakest project. We know that.
Is probably the most disappointing one. And even with that, it's not terrible.
Not terrible.
So what makes I'm interested? What makes Shine the most like disappointed? Like what in comparison to the other 5?
It just wasn't as good. It just wasn't as good.
He took a lot of chances with Shine, right?
He did a different
I think
thing.
he did a lot of things that we seeing rappers do now. And I I don't even think it's. Honestly, I don't think it's
He had
good
a Spanish
now.
song on there. He had a song
He
with
was
Dua
one of the first
Lipa.
niggas to have a Spanish song. He had J Balvin on that joint.
Hey,
Honestly, let's do this. Production wasn't really that great.
yeah,
He didn't have as many.
he didn't have any
I
standouts on
love
that.
I love me a very like confident Wale that's like he's talking about some shit about grinding, really work,
Yeah.
hard, working hard, whatnot. I don't think he had too many of those on there, man.
That
I
was
don't
just
know.
his weakest
It really just
project.
didn't hit.
It
The
wasn't
song just
hitting.
didn't
No,
hit.
that's real.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like I said, like it's the one I go to the least.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The one I don't even have a connection with, really.
The one I like Scarface Rose Gotti on there.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro.
Yeah. See,
CC White was okay. He had great,
yeah,
lyrical play on that. But
it's just not his best. Every rapper now got their best.
my wife loves Fashion Week.
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie. When the ladies around, you put on Fashion Week, they gonna love that. But it didn't hit. It didn't hit.
It's not one of them albums.
It was it was hard. It was hard to.
It wasn't even
I
when
tried to defend it for a minute
yeah,
too. I
you
just had to give
did.
it
I
up.
remember the first day it came out. I listened to it. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this one. Ty was like, nah, you gotta keep listening, Jay. You gotta keep listening. I was like,
the second and third time you
I
just
know.
realize it's not terrible. It just ain't.
It's not
replayable.
hitting. It's not hitting. It don't hit. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it just don't catch. Sometimes sometimes you throw, you don't catch it. You know what I'm saying?
But once again, though, he was, like I said, he was probably the first one I've seen to have
To take the creative risk
with a Spanish artist. He also was one of the first ones I've seen putting the Afro beats in his music. With the song "Fine Girl."
Yeah.
So while I feel like we don't give Wale enough credit for doing a lot of things
Spanish
first.
one, Tyler.
What was you gonna give Cardi B?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could count, but she don't really count because she is.
Why not?
When did
she already is Hispanic, so it's not like.
When did that Joan drop? When did
2017? But I'm just saying like Usher, Beyonce.
But he's not a rapper though. He a singer.
Usher
I'm
did
just saying to start diving into it. You talking about just?
I'm saying hip hop wise.
No, he's saying
a
hip hop
rapper
wise.
with the Spanish rapper.
Because if we going based off just artists in general, no, then
been done.
When did Drake drop that song Mia?
I want to say that was well after Wale.
Was that after?
That wasn't that long ago.
Let me see.
Because you got to think that was when Bad Bunny first had came out.
Yeah.
I wanna. J Balvin was the big artist before Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I want to give Wale the credit he deserved for being one of the early people to put those, take those.
Yeah, see, I didn't have to Google that. I went off the mata.
Came out the next year.
The dome. Right.
I thought that came out before.
Good.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Sorry.
I don't count either. He's Spanish.
Is he? Oh, damn. I didn't know he was Spanish.
Wale straight up he's not straight up Nigerian, but
the fact that you knew,
Fabulous
Dominican.
Hey, Fabulous Dominican. I didn't know that.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the 8th album, man. It's been a while. Interested to see what his album sound like, what the single sound like. And yeah, shout out to Wale, man.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Hey man, the last single he put out was really good in my opinion. Max Julian. I really enjoyed that single, but it's been a while since he dropped something. So
yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit.
And you know what? I feel like this is good timing. I think we are tired. Not, as a whole, I think we're tired of
the big three.
The big three.
I mean,
not necessarily.
I feel like it could be a good time, a bad time, because in the midst of it, Big Sean dropped the album. No one really even talked about it no more after the first.
But I think that's big. That's
Big Sean's fault.
That is Big Sean's fault.
He doesn't. Here's my thing.
He's solidified.
I feel like artists need to know, especially in hip hop, you gotta hit the road. You cannot drop a project and not do. You can't pull a Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you're up there on Kendrick status. Kendrick could drop some shit right now. You know what I mean? And we'll eat it up. He can go on hiatus for 5 years, come out, drop some shit, and it'll be okay. But not everybody is in that position.
But
I got to respectfully. I think he did promote it too.
No, he promoted, but respectfully, with Big Sean's joint, he he had the one song with the Usher sample, where he had the Superstar. That was good, but like,
It
bro,
wasn't
don't
hit.
bring the same.
It wasn't
He
his
don't
best
bring the
album.
same energy that he used to.
Yeah.
He's too tranquil.
That's real.
He too.
Yeah.
That's too real.
You right.
What's
you
the
right.
what's
real.
the term, man? Well, he too meditated out,
Yeah,
boy. Don't
yeah.
be rapping with that
Nigga
hunger
been
like
rubbing
he
on
used to.
stones with
He
Janae.
might be.
Yeah,
he
that's
might
the
be.
problem.
He might be solidifying his spot in 5th place if Wale's album's good.
Yeah.
If Wale's album's good, Wale's solidified.
Hey,
4th.
Wale, niggas need some go.
Yeah.
Here's my
Go on out.
thing. Wale, just do what you do.
Yeah.
And don't worry about no recognition, no credit. Don't pout.
Yeah.
And keep it. That's
He ain't
it.
done
Just
it in
let
a
the
while.
music
He ain't
talk.
done it in a while.
If he drops anything similar for Lauren too, he's solid.
Yeah, he's solid. Even though, you know.
I know Florin 2 was 4th on our
Solid
list,
as
but
a rock.
he's
number
still
4,
solid. He's
number
gonna be
4.
straight.
It's
He's
number
gonna be
4.
straight. Yeah, but like I said, I think this is a good time. I think we're tired
hyped.
of Kendrick and Drake, maybe even Cole. Even though I got a feeling Cole dropping this year.
I think his single comes out tomorrow,
Especially-
Tyler.
Huh?
His single comes out
What?
tomorrow on the 19th.
I got a feeling Cole is dropping this year, especially with the Dreamville Fest being it.
It's the
I'm
last
surprised
year.
he's not coming out in April.
I can't believe he's
When is that
ending
again?
the Dreamville Fest.
Dreamville Fest is April 5th and the 6th.
I can't believe he's
Damn.
ending it with
On April 5th, he got Lil Wayne headlining.
cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
I don't know if
That's
there's
pretty
nobody
tough.
making it.
Hey, I hope. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I hope he stay clean.
Tyler, I think that's your cue.
So if my bad, one more. If Cole don't drop a solo album, I think we get a Dreamville project before the festival.
We
Like I think he's normally
if this
dropped the
nigga
Dreamville
talk
joint
about the
before
fall off coming soon for one more year, I ain't listening to it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
nigga.
lying,
I don't
but
believe
you
says
know,
that.
that's how I feel.
it.
That's how it started to
All right,
make me
y'all.
feel.
That's all we got for y'all, man. This is the No Clearance Podcast, man. Stay black.
Stay blessed.
Peace.